I'm Chevy, and today let's discuss recovering after the show. Hello, friends. Welcome to my hotel room. I am still in Indianapolis this morning. It is currently about 7:30 a.m. on Monday, and I will be heading back home very soon. Miss my kids very much. If you saw the two videos that I posted last week, you'll know that I was in Indianapolis all last week for another board game convention, and this one is probably the biggest convention in the world, so it's kind of a big deal. And you can probably tell from my voice that I am shot, which I was when I left Origins last time. And I did a convention recovery episode already when I got back from Origins, and so I don't want you to think that this is the same episode. It's not, because I really want to talk about something else. There are always the physical aspects of recovering from a trip like this. My voice will take quite a few days to fix itself. When you stand in that convention center and talk and talk and talk, it invariably damages vocal cords because I'm not used to using them that way. It's such a loud environment, and people just constantly coming. Especially this year, we had the number one hot game of Gen Con for most of the show, or we were in the top 3 for most of the show, which means that people were constantly at our booth. We sold out on day 1, so it was no, we're sold out, no, we're sold out, over and over and over again, helping run demos of all of our other products while directing people towards the demos of that product. And it's a big thing, and it's not real life. That's the thing that it's hard to remember, is that convention like this, a convention this intense, is not real life. And when I get home this evening, I miss my girls, I miss my dogs, I miss everything. And I go back to work in the morning, and I jump back into whatever we have going on there. It is a much slower life than what I've lived for this past week. And for somebody who suffers from major depression, like I do, this is going to be tough. After the endorphins leave and the serotonin leaves and the energy of this place leaves me when I get in my truck today and drive home, I will crash hard. It will be very difficult to transition back to the new world, or the old world. And that's not easy. It really isn't. It is. It took me about 2 weeks to recover mentally from Origins. And part of the reason is I let myself just kind of be bummed about it, and that's not the way to go about recovering from something like this. Depression is a chemical problem. We know that. It's no different than high blood sugar or low blood sugar. I have a lack of chemicals in my brain that help me stay motivated to do stuff. So, and when I leave here and all of these extra chemicals that have built up this week flush from me, then it becomes extremely tough to even go to work. So there are ways to cheat it. There are ways to get around it. And thankfully I have a good bit of things that need to get done at home. So the plan is to go home. I have to unload my truck again. So that's physical labor. And I have an office to build, and games to play, and friends to see. And I'm going to try to do something, probably not on the show, but I'm going to try to do something energetic and engaging and social every evening, just to kind of help ride the wave down a little smoother. So we'll see what happens. This week has been phenomenal, and I heard from a lot of you that you missed the show, and that means so much to me. I met a lot of you at the show, which is amazing. I have a few gifts that I was given at the show that I want to show you on Friday. Got, to spend a wonderful evening with a huge fan who took me to dinner, and man, it's been amazing. But now it's time to go back to the real world and realize that life can't always be this amazing. But I need to try to do some things that are bigger, right? Just to keep me going. And that's part of the reason why this show has been so good for me, is I get a little bit of that feeling every evening when I sit down. I do this. I edit and post this thing, and then I see your comments, and I'm suddenly lifted. So thank you guys for being here, number one. But I have a ton of footage from Gen Con. I did the episode about Origins a few weeks back. I'm going to do something similar, but I didn't do all the interviewee type stuff. I'm just going to show you the show. I have hours of footage that I need to plow through and figure out what to do with. So it probably won't be till the weekend, but I will definitely share my experience here with you. Also, I posted this on Friday, or I think it was Friday. I have been using the Instagram stories. So if you're on Instagram, follow me. It's at Chevy Dodd, and you can see my day. So I'm going to attempt to regularly post a story there. Most days are extremely boring, so I don't want to do Groundhog Day episodes, but I will try to keep you informed if you're on Instagram as to what I'm up to most days. So thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Hey Doc, wait! I want to ask you something.
Today's random fact comes from mentalfloss.com. How old does furniture have to be considered antique? The rule of thumb used by most antique dealers that anything about 100 years old or older is an antique. Items that are old but not quite that old are called vintage. My truck is 34 years old this year. It's an antique. I can get antique plates. So furniture dealers apparently don't know anything, because my truck's an antique.